Are you one of those people that gets angry easily, that is being triggered by certain events and certain comments? If you are, then this video is definitely for you. We're gonna go over a couple of tactics that I exercise because obviously I am guilty of this habit as well. And you can implement them on a day-to-day basis. That's gonna formate a habit for you in learning how to exercise self-control. One of the first things that you should do is do self-monitoring. If you are in this particular situation that you feel that you are getting angry, what are the signs? You already know yourself. You know what works for you, you know what doesn't work for you. So for example, for me, one of the signs of getting angry is my voice gets very pitchy, like it really goes high. It's kind of a trigger for me, and I understand, okay, Valentina, this is the time when you need to kind of calm down, settle down. So self-monitoring is one of the main things that you can do in order to control your anger. So that would be your number one rule. The minute you think to yourself, how dare this person talk to me this way? It's your ego talking. It's not your actual personality, because we are being triggered by people's tone, by people's comments. So every time that someone you think didn't speak to you up to your standards, right away your ego kicks in. So basically what you need to do is to control your ego. Besides controlling your reaction, it's your ego. Cognitive distancing. Basically, you need to distance yourself from the actual anger. You need to kind of reflect and see, maybe it's your judgment, maybe it's your perception, maybe it's your preconditioning or the way you were raised by your parents, or maybe your day didn't go as good. So every time you feel like your anger is piling up, take a step back, zoom out, distance yourself, and think of it from a different angle, from a different perspective. Postponement. So this is one of really good tactics that I've been using for quite some time. Every time you feel like snapping at someone, give it time. And I do exercise this with my children a lot, and I give myself a check mark and like a pat in the back every time I actually controlled myself and didn't give in into that anger, because eventually anger is an emotion, and every time you give in, it overpowers you. You know, like that saying, if there are two wolves inside of you, which one will win? The one that you feed the most. So you shouldn't be feeding your anger, and by doing postponement, if you take a couple of minutes, a couple of hours, maybe even a day before you respond to that message, before you reply to that person, before you get back to an argument, it really is going to do wonders for you. Think what a wise person would do in the situation. Think what Socrates would do. Think what Marcus Aurelius would do in this particular situation when they are angry. Or maybe you have a person who inspires you. Maybe it's your father, maybe it's your mother, maybe it's your partner. Whoever knows how to control their anger and you always admired that particular trait in them, what would that person do? How would they react? Would they get angry? I have a couple of those people, and every time I feel like I'm being overwhelmed, I'm thinking, oh my God, I just witnessed this particular person getting into a very uncomfortable, very unpleasant situation, and I didn't see them snapping or getting angry. It's self-control, and by actually thinking about what a better person would do, you're gonna kind of train yourself to become a better version of yourself. Exercise functional analysis. It's the same way as keeping a triggering journal, which was recommended by my therapist, and it's an extremely helpful tool. Every time something triggers me, I write it down, and every time I didn't react to that trigger, I give myself a pat in the back, and I always praise myself and say, that was a good job, Valentina. So always talk up to yourself, never talk down to yourself. And every time you feel like you are ready to snap, think about the consequences. How will this person react? How will this affect me? Will I be upset for being rude? Will the person that I raised my voice at get angry with me in reverse and start yelling at me? So every time you are giving in into your anger, think about the consequences. You really should be much more in control of yourself when it comes to anger. Generally, we are very passionate people, and every time we are getting into any kind of argument or discussion, you can be at the store and the cashier didn't pack up your groceries the way you wanted and you feel like snapping. But always try to put yourself into other person's shoes. This is another way of practicing self-control. You don't know how their day went. You don't know what happened to them. You don't know what made them act the way they did. So every time you are feeling like, oh, I'm gonna snap at that person, person, try to put yourself into their shoes and try to see. The same way with you. Every time you are being angry with someone, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's some kind of a trigger. Maybe you didn't have a good sleep. Maybe you didn't have breakfast. Maybe you had a bad encounter with someone in the morning. So every time I feel like I want to snap at someone, I self-analyze. Self-analyzing is one of the best tools you can ever have. Keep in mind, self-control is a sign of intelligence. That means you know how to command your body, how to command your thoughts. It's always the power of mind over body. And I feel like anger is mostly a body reaction as opposed to a mental reaction. So if you learn how to control it, you will be able to be that much more successful, and you will be that much more calm, and you're going to be perceived as a very calm and collected person, which is a very good quality to have. Please do comment. Let me know, how do you control your anger? How do you control your reactions? And other than that, this is it for this video. Stay fit and stay healthy, and I will see you in the next one.